And this is a short video on my Autel TPMS TS508WF tire pressure monitoring system tool. This is a nice tool, does a great job. I do have one complaint about it, and that is their registration process. If you do it by computer using a USB cable, they require you to download or have two codes sent to you. And if you don't have your phone on you, the second code is sent by text message. So if you don't have your phone with you when you're registering it, you're out of luck. Also, the system is prone to give you errors. So when you're trying to download that second code, it'll just keep coming back error, error, error every time you try. So it's a pain in the butt. It took me an hour to register this thing and do the downloads, because you can't use it until you register it and do the downloads, because there's a download you have to do that updates all the software inside of it. And without it, it won't work right. So I did the downloads. What I ended up doing, I had to combine using the USB cable, and I used the Wi-Fi, because this is the Wi-Fi version. So I ended up using Wi-Fi. Let me move this a little bit here. I used Wi-Fi to help me with the registration process and the download. The problem I ran into with the Wi-Fi was I was able to register it through Wi-Fi, but in the downloads for updating the software, I was able to download all except the last update. And the last one, it kept telling me that you have spotty Wi-Fi. You're losing Wi-Fi connection, keeps going in and out. And that's absolutely not true. I have extremely strong Wi-Fi. I have 1.2 gigabyte speed Wi-Fi system, and it's consistently in tests, it runs at over 900 megabytes per second. So I have absolutely zero. As a matter of fact, when I was doing this, I was in the same room as the router was, and the signal is exceptionally strong throughout the house. So there's an issue with the Wi-Fi in this unit, and it's the units, and I'm not the only one that's had this problem. I've read where other people have had the same problem, where it keeps telling them, oh, you have spotty Wi-Fi, and they sit there, no, I don't. I have great Wi-Fi, strong signal. And I ran into the same problem. And then I've ran into people also that have said that, gee, trying to register it through the USB cable kept running into issues. So they have an issue with the registration process that they really need to get solved. Whoever designed it where you had to have two different codes sent you just to register this stupid thing should be fired. That's an absolute stupid system. As for the unit itself is absolutely fantastic. The only thing I don't like about it is they have it with a rechargeable battery. And with the rechargeable battery, I can foresee someone that doesn't have to use these very often, that they sit a lot, that battery going bad on them. And I don't know if you can purchase a replacement battery for this or not. So I don't know. I think I'd rather have batteries that, you know, I can purchase locally and throw away when they start getting low, and just put new batteries in rather than a rechargeable battery on something like this. Now, someone working in a shop, this is probably a good way to go with a rechargeable battery. They can recharge them overnight, and this thing will probably go throughout the day without a problem. But again, if it's someone who only needs it now and then, I don't know if that's the best solution. But it is what it is in that respect. Now, you have several options as to programming things on it. You have a quick mode. You have an advanced mode. I use the advanced mode on my Tacoma, and what that one does is you read all the sensors. It's real easy to read the sensors, but you go through, you read all your sensors, then you hook up the OBD2 cable that it comes with, and you plug it into the OBD2 port. and then it communicates with the ECU, and you follow the instructions on here. It's real easy to do. I give them credit on that. They did make it easy to follow the instructions. And you download the sensor data, which is your serial numbers, to the ECU. So if you have new sensor numbers, this copies them into it, tells you when it's complete. Took about 3 minutes or so for it to do everything, and when it was done, then it tells you on the screen, you turn off your ignition and restart the vehicle and go for about a 10-minute drive at over 19 miles an hour. Now, as soon as I finished, my tire pressure monitoring system light on the dash was out, and it hasn't come back on since, and I've went for 3 long drives now. So it did take the codes without a problem, and my tire pressure monitoring system light on the dash has stayed out since I changed these new rims, and I have new sensors in them. You got 6 different icons on here that you can choose. One of them is your device. You can review data. It's real easy to use this system. I'm just going to walk over. These are my old tires that came on the Tacoma. And let's see. Let me get a little more light going here. I don't know if that's going to help much. Let's move this stuff out of the way. Okay, right there's the valve stem on the factory rims, and all you have to do, and I'm just going to do this, I'm just going to select yes. I mean, you navigate using the arrows, but I'm just going to use the quick mode. I'm going to select yes. Now you select your, let me see if I can, you select the vehicle. In this case, it's Toyota. I've already selected it. So you hit yes, and this is a Tacoma. So I hit yes again. And now it asks you for what year Tacoma you have. This one here is up to 2023. So hit yes. And now what we want to do, we're going to scan a single sensor. So I push down. Yes. Now what you do is I'm going to push this little Wi-Fi like button. You're going to hold the tool up to the valve stem, push that, and now it just read the sensor. And see if get this so it doesn't fall in the hole there. It'll give you information from that sensor. I don't know, let me move over here to a better light. Where I don't have as much glare. Okay, it gives you your ID sensor, the code, and the top line. Tells you the tire pressure that's in that tire. That one has 31.2 psi in it. Gives you the temperature. It's 82 degrees Fahrenheit inside that tire. And it says the voltage is okay. So your sensor is okay. That's how easy it is to read a sensor. Now if I had, let me back out of this. You just hit the no till you back out, back to the front. If I had selected advanced mode, I would have read all 4 of my tire sensors and then hooked up the OBD2 cable, went into the vehicle, followed the instructions. It would have uploaded the new sensor codes. And once that's done, it tells you it's done. Then you go for your ride and you're done. It's that quick and simple. Very, very nice little unit. Again, the one critique I can give on it is their registration process is horrible. Some people may get it done without a hitch, but when it doesn't go without a hitch, it will fight you. It took me literally a full hour to get this registered and the software downloaded. And that's because it kept denying me the second code. And then on Wi-Fi, once I was doing the updates by Wi-Fi, On the last update, it kept telling me, sorry, your Wi-Fi is not any good, which is not true. I ended up plugging in the USB cable again. I did the last download via the USB cable off of the computer. So that's what it took for me to get this thing registered. And I don't know if that's focusing on the model, but this is the TS508WF, the Wi-Fi model. Without the Wi-Fi yesterday, I'd still be fighting this thing, getting it registered. So between the Wi-Fi and the USB, I was able to get it all done, but it did take an hour to do it. I am disappointed in that. But other than that, the unit itself, it's very easy to operate, quick. You've seen how fast it read the sensor. I do highly recommend this. It's just when you register, it may be a little bit of a pain.